Hello Daily Drafters and welcome back to the channel for today's Arena Gauntlet League match. Today will be match number 5 of the league, match number 5 of the week, which means this is the final match of the week. And the deck you see on your screen is the deck we are currently playing here in this league. I did have a Bloodline bidding in my deck last week, but I actually drew it a couple times and it really wasn't good almost every time I drew it. If you can convoke it, the creatures are already on the battlefield. You don't need to get them back, and sometimes you can't convoke it, and then the creatures are all in the graveyard, and you can't get them back because you can't cast the card. So I actually cut it just in favor of like a smaller reanimate spell that can at least hit something, if there's only one thing in there as well. Got a base black-green deck with things like Bitterbloom Bearer, Selfless Safe Right, and a couple of decent little cards here. Bristlebane Battler. It's kind of like value graveyard, but also can play an aggressive game as well. Abigail has done some work as well, so it's an interesting deck. I've had some fun with it so far, and we are looking to close out the week on a hot streak. So heading into our last match of the week, we are currently sitting at 2-2 in 40th place out of 231 members in the league. I'm playing my matches pretty early on in this week of the league, so a lot of people still haven't played yet, but we are looking for a positive record here to finish out the week at 3-2. If you look at the top of the standings, no 5-0s just yet at this time of this recording. Got a few 4-1s, some 3-0s that are holding down the top of the standings before you look down toward us there in 40th. Our fifth match is going to be against Snappy, who has already played one game this league, and they have lost it. They are 0-1, tied for 204th, playing a straight blue-white merfolk deck that looks like a draft deck, if I'm being honest myself here. Their lifetime AGL record is 26-38, and their lifetime AGL win percentage is there right about 40-ish%. Ours is up at 55.2 with our win last week, and we have not played each other yet so far in the AGL. Snappy doesn't have any badges, but we do have that finalist badge as well as a top 16 in previous leagues that we have played against as well. So, match number 5, week number 1. Let's close it out strong, see if we can get a win. See you in the first game. Okay, we're starting on the draw here, and I think this Zealot is actually going to make this hand keepable. Like, we've got a lot of red cards, but we can go fetch a swamp with this. It's actually going to be like decent, I think. So got a turn 3 play off of the Zealot Swamp now as well, or potentially turn 2 plus removal if we need it. So we will land cycle that for a swamp here. Playing against blue-white so far. There's a Kinsair Sentry. I don't know what that card is. Oh, the first strike fly or first strike lifelink, and then Champion of the Shoal, which is the blue champion. Flaring Cinder. All right, well they're getting off to a hot start here. I do have Cinder Strike here for something, and I could just trade off Sneakling here, or just play Scout and kill something here. I've got options. Let's go get a swamp. Well, that actually does hold off both or one of the two creatures here, but potentially play Scout, kill off the Cinder. Is that good? Or would I rather play a 3/3? Or maybe kill the Cinder and flash in the Sneakling. I've got to play... No, because next turn now I could potentially do Stompling plus Cinder Strike. If I play the Watcher, they wouldn't... I would Cinder Strike this and play the Stompling. Yeah, let's just play a 3/3 here. I might remove it, but we've got a lot of blockers for their current board state right now, so I think it's okay. I don't think I'm willing to trade it for the Cinder, considering I have the Cinder Strike to kill it, so I'll just let that happen. This tells me they likely don't have removal. Whenever it becomes tapped, draw, then discard. Okay. So let's just get rid of this and then play Gangly Stompling. And I don't actually think I'm going to attack here. I could trade these two off, attack and then trade these two. They could just double block, which... This holds back both of their creatures right now, so I think that's a better deal for me. Plus they missed a land drop, so... Okay. That is something that is likely going to have to go here. I can double trade. Conversely, I can just trade here, take the 3... feed the flames in response to an attack next turn, maybe? Yeah, I think I'm just gonna feed the flames. If they attack, I feed the flames and then block the 3/3. That would be a nice little blowout here. They might not do it knowing I could have instant speed removal. They do have a Sig's command as well, which is pretty good. But it is a sorcery, so if they go to make a copy of a target merfolk, I can kill it potentially. But Sig's command is a good card. Champions of the Shoal costs 4. Interesting. So what do they have at instant speed then? If they're attacking with their 2/2. They have Keep Out. Deals 4 damage to a tapped creature. That doesn't work. +2/+2 in first strike. Could work. Glamour Gifter makes something a 4/4. And Glamour Might taps and untaps things. So it is likely one of +2/+2 in first strike, or the 1/2 flyer that makes something a 4/4. So I'm gonna hope it's +2/+2 in first strike and block here. It is the Glamour Gifter. Let's see what they go for. Okay. I think I'll play the Scout here. This lets me push a little bit more damage. They do have a flyer. Not a bad hit to the yard there. I can still block their Sneakling. They're still stuck on lands. Sure. 1/3 Vigilance, sure. Soul Immolation. Can't quite cast it, but Zealot getting a land can make this really good for next turn. So let's basic land cycle for a red. Oops. Okay, so Yeah, this still works out fine. Okay, let's do this. And then I can flash in the Sneakling before damage here. Potentially trade for both creatures if they double block a Watcher. Okay, so push 10. Now next turn we have Soul Immolation, which should do some really good work here. By really good, I mean probably just end the game. Yeah, that should be game. All right. Okay. There's game one. Going against basically straight up merfolk here. Good amount of flying. Let's check the artifacts and enchantments. They've got Lofty Dreams, +2/+2 in flying. They've got Firdock Core, not great targets for our 1/2, so I don't think that's worth it. They've got a good amount of flying. So I can board in something like the Graspling here. In fact, the Graspling's going to be quite good. I've got more reach, but I don't think a 4/2 reach is exactly what I'm looking for. A 2/3 flying lifelink. That might just almost be good, because they have double Glamourmite, which is the 2/2 flyer. Two Shine Strikers, which are good, but double Sky Swimmer, which is the 2/2 Convoke flyer. So this might actually be good as well. What looks not so good here? Honestly, the 4/2s just have continuously underperformed. Does that mean I board out the Stompling as well? The Bearer honestly probably isn't that great here, but I don't think I could board that out. They look to be a little bit more of aggressive a deck, so maybe like Dose of Dongle being 5 mana is not super great. Yeah, let's bring in the Reach creature and the flyer here. Let's go with that. Okay, pretty decent enough. Hopefully Midnight Tilling can find us another land here. Blue-white 1/3. Alright, I'm going to get on board with the creature. Midnight Tilling could potentially make this thing grow next turn. We'll have to see. They've got 3 lands and a Vaulter. That is a nice little combo there. Can't block it, and it's a 3/3 unblockable now. That is rough. Okay, we did get an Elf in the Yard. And I can't really attack, so I'm just going to have to get beaten down by a draft Merfolk deck here. How can I do anything about this? I have no removal for it, so something's gonna happen. Okay, again, at instant speed, what do they have? Could be deal 4 to a tapped creature. I don't think I'm willing to just not attack in case that's it. In fact, that's probably what it is. It could be Mischievous Sneakling as well. But let's attack, see if they do have Keep Out here. It is, in fact, Keep Out. And I don't know how to mess this combo up. I have to just find removal. Let's go get, I guess, a red. And do I want to play the core? Next turn I play core, I could still do a 2-drop. If I play core now, I'm not blocking these things, so I guess I just got to get this thing down. Okay. Gotta find an answer here. I guess they could have pushed an additional 1 damage there, but I'll take it. 5 mana. I'm not liking this game here. Five mana. I don't know what they have. Nothing? Either a red or a black. I think I'm gonna get. We have this, as long as they don't have a way to kill artifact or enchantment if we draw our mythic. But let's take a black, I guess, and then just play a 3/4 reach. No counterspell, no nothing. They had nothing. Yep, keep hitting me. Six mana, there's a Shine Striker. More lack of removal. The Weaver can get back things that don't really matter. This doesn't have reach, does it? It doesn't really matter. I just need to get some sort of removal spell. I don't know how to find it though. Okay, we'll play the Weaver. Get back a 6/5. If they have removal for the Graspling here, I'm taking 6, and the next turn I'm dead on board. How many of those gill things do they have? 2 of them. Everything flies. Everything's unblockable. Merfolk are good. I mean, especially if you can't kill any of them. Yikes. They're just playing like a Merfolk draft deck here. This is crazy. Yeah, they got the removal for the reach creature as well. I don't think it's gonna. I mean, what am I taking here now? At 9? Well, this game was just entirely a 1/3 vigilance common, and that was it. Had no chance. So what can I do about that? I don't know. Yeah, there's nothing else I can do. I mean, Boulder Dash doesn't do anything to it. Yeah, I got nothing. If they do that combo again, I got no answers. Okay. Maybe reach creature here. I know I took it out for like the 2/3 flying lifelink. That's probably still better than a random reach creature though, right? Is there anything else that the reach creature would be better than? No, I mean, that was just an unfortunate scenario there. Okay, well, let's hope they don't have it again, I guess. Okay, the hand isn't horrible. Got a druid. As long as the druid survives, we can ramp out a couple things here. Hold up removal on turn 3, maybe draw something between now and then. Probably should have played the mountain. Okay, sure. Alright, what does this even do? I haven't read it in a while. Flash, convoke when it enters, choose a creature type. Other permanents you control gain hexproof and indestructible till end of turn of that type. Okay. I'm gonna see if I can get a creature off of this now, as opposed to on their turn. I guess we'll get a land. Already have 2 forests. Might need 2 mountains for our mythic bomb. We also have Bitterbloom Bearer for 2 black. Let's do a swamp. Pass the turn. Alright, they found their island, unfortunately. Okay, I guess we're just playing Evolving Wilds. I could have played this and flashed this thing out, but next turn I can play the Zealot. Can hold up Feed the Flames this turn. Probably going to get a mountain with it. Do I want to kill this before they get a free attack in to loot? There's probably a lot other worse creatures they could have. Okay, I'll let them attack. If they don't do anything this turn, I probably kill this on end step. Got rid of a playable creature there. Interesting. No instants. Okay, another one. Yeah, I think I just gotta use this for now. Could be wrong, but... it's just lands in the yard right now. to get back with Weaver here, so... It's gonna be weird. Not particularly liking our setup right now. Okay, they got a 6/5 or a 5/6 vigilance now. We're drawing nothing but land here. I can get back a land. Conversely, if I attack with Zealot, they're not blocking with Celebrant because they know I can just get it right back. So I guess I just have to get back a land? Okay, go ahead. I guess I can block the Celebrant and then flash in Safe Right, which feels a little strange. Okay, at least it can get hexproof. What are they going to bounce? The Zealot? I could have let that bounce and then get an extra draw off of it, but I think this is okay. Okay, that's a flyer. Don't have reach currently. More lands. Yeah, I mean, sometimes you draw a lot of lands. I think I just block here. I guess I can trade for the Peddler. Ah, they drew an instant. Or they could. Problem is they have this activation, so like I would have to double block. Can at the very least do that. I can double block here. This forces the activation, then they're left with those three against my only a druid and literally nothing else. I mean, I don't know what my plan is past this. Got nothing. Okay, yeah, we're just drawing only lands, so, you know, here we are. They do have some sort of instant. It's probably keep out. If I had to guess. Could be Glamour Gifter, maybe? They would have played that, though, probably. Just kind of drew our cards in a strange order this game. Didn't really have a lot good stuff going on. They just have a bunch of little derpy creatures that are doing some good work, gotta admit. I mean, don't really have anything else going on. Just got to attack with a 2/2 and then play a 3/3. Block here. I think what they have is keep out here. But flyers are good. It's another thing that can get pumped, so I'm going to have to trade with that now. If they have removal for Watcher now, I think it's about over. Okay, make the trade. See what else they got. Yeah, those pump each other now, so that's... Even if I draw one removal, I'm pretty much done. In fact, they pump each other to 6. This pumps them both to 8, so we need exactly this turn. That won't do it. So it looks like we got the loss to a bunch of kind of derpy merfolk here that just never really drew what I needed to draw in the order that I needed to draw it. So that puts us at 2 and 3 for the week, which is always a difficult thing to come back from. But in the only league that I did top 8 in, I did start 2 and 3. So we're going to see if we can come back from that here after a loss to close out the week against a Merfolk draft deck. I mean, it's about as streamlined as you can get with it. So let's check out the updated standings. Bit of a frustrating way to go down there, but you know, it happens. And like I mentioned at the end of the games, my only other top 8 I've ever made, I started out 2 and 3. So who's to say we can't do it here as well? Drop down to 48th place. My guess is after all 231 players that played their week 1, we'll probably end up somewhere in the high 100s, 110, 120 area, but you'll see that getting into next week when you see the standings before my match number 6 there. We got some good names around us too. Zevin28, Johnny. I mean, lots of players struggling to start as well. Lots of very good players too, but lots of good names over there on the top as well. So we do get a comeback pack to add to our pools here. And let's take a look at our first one. We've got a double rare pack, but it's kind of like a single rare. Celestial Reunion is is not particularly playable in Limited, and I wouldn't consider putting it into my deck, even though it is green. But Gloom Ripper, on the other hand, is a very good one, as well as Gnarlback Elm and Foraging Wickermaw for some fixing, Luminollusk and Anti-Sentence, Graspling for the sideboard. There's some stuff here for the deck that we're playing. And our second pack has Slumbering Walker, which is a great rare, but really not much past that. There are a couple of decent cards that can go in our Lorwyn deck. We've got Bogslither's Embrace and Great Forest Druid, as well as another Feardock Core. But if I remember correctly, I've sent some pretty decent blue and white over to my Shadowmoor pool, and Slumbering Walker could fit in quite well with that as well. Plus our black rare in pack number 1 is, I think, the best card in both of these packs. I want to make sure that gets played. So I went ahead and sent pack 1 to Lorwyn and pack 2 over to my Shadowmoor. So let's see how that changes our deck here. Okay, so I was originally going to bring us back over to the Lorwyn pool and do a rebuild with our new pack, but I figured I'm probably going to play, well, I'm not probably, I will play more matches with our Shadowmoor pool for week 2 and could potentially build up a few more cards for that Lorwyn pool, so there's not really much sense in rebuilding that now. We can rebuild that after week 2. So what I'll do now is actually give us a sneak preview of the Shadowmoor pool that I will have to play next week, and a bit of a deck build so we can get right into our matches next Monday. So this is the Shadowmoor pool that we're dealing with right here, and it's a tough one, I gotta say. There's a good amount of black rares, there's lots of multicolor rares, Progenitus unplayable, Doomsdayer, Excruciator unplayable, and, you know, Sidisi not the greatest of cards as far as a rare goes. There are some other good rares in here, though, like monocolored rares, Saboteur being a little bit more on the aggressive side, Monolith for some value, Unending Courage again on the aggressive side, and then lots of green here. We have mono green, green white, green black, green blue. This one cares about mounts and vehicles, this one cares about elves, and this one cares about bouncing things. They're not, and the scavenging is like probably good enough if you've got enough big creatures. So the rares are really tough here to lead me in a direction, and the mana is usually never that great either. I've got an Evolving Wilds and a Scoured Barrens and Patchwork Banner and Feardock Core as well. So this is a tough one here. These are the rares that kind of stand out to me if I don't want to go green. We've got, what do we got here? Lots of kind of like, you know, Divert, Disaster, Dazzling Denial, Glimmer Burst, instant speed related things, card draw, Unexpected Assistance as well, Station Monitor here in blue-white. We've got a lot of aggressive white creatures, Glider, Cheerleader, Bearer of Glory, Rotunda, all this kind of stuff. So there's like possibly an aggressive white thing. There's a good amount of removal in, honestly, black really and white. Got Keep Out as well. We've got Radiant Strike here. If we pull down all the removal, we've got the Lamenter in the pool as well. Down here in common, we've got the Bogslither's Embrace. So in black and white, there's a good amount of removal. Plasma Bolt here. The creatures are really, they leave stuff to be desired. I'm not really sure how exactly we finish these games with the creatures that I see. But I've already kind of gone through a couple of different versions of what I see here. So let's take a look at option number 1. I've got kind of a Mardu aggro deck, but my experience playing aggressive decks in this league is if your mana base is not sound and you struggle and you stumble, you really struggle to be able to kind of close out the game here. We've got a lot of the good cards. We've got, what are they? The Enduring Courage, the Slumbering Walker, and the Vindicator, I think, are the rares I included. Got a good amount of removal, all that black and white removal still in here, but the creatures are just like, you know, 2 and 3 drops that are just like 2 toughness, most of them. I think there's potentially something here. This might be our best card in Enduring Courage, so it includes that, but the mana situation's really not great either. So what I think I'm actually going to land on is a bit of like an Esper tempo value kind of thing. There's not a ton of creatures here. There's 17 creatures in this particular pool. Lots of instants and sorceries. You you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's like 10 removal spells. We've got at least 3 or 4 card draw spells here as well. We've got a couple of larger creatures, including our walker, a couple of flyers as well. Lots of card draw. I think we can definitely outgrind some decks. I think what this will struggle with is against a ton of really insane bombs. But again, our removal can kind of deal with that as well. So I think this is actually the deck that I'm going to go with here to start our week number 2. Kind of an Esper tempo value control-y kind of build. And see if it's good enough and if we can have a good week 2 compared to our 2 and 3 here in week 1. So that concludes this video and week 1 here on the channel. Monday will begin week number 2 where we are playing on the Shadowmoor half of things. Thanks for tuning in today, and I'll see you next time here at Daily Draft.